here. Instinct, Kanemaru Chaos. Looking for Kabichi maybe on the cross, and we see that play ran a lot by Instinct, and it brings them so much. So now on the side wall, bouncing it right back to the hands of Captain Canada, and then back to Skyla. Skyla gonna line that up, and absolutely good for that deep single shot, approaching, going for the pass. There's Captain Canada, one more, but great save from Spank, denying what was some excellent passing plays. Ara trying to not miss on that one, too much to the right, but rebound from Zeus. Oh, but too much to the top. So now trying to top it off with a rebound, and on the third attempt by one potentially for their team here off of a good series of passes. Again, the passes from Legends, very nice, but on that one a little bit too far out on that pass attempt, so it enabled the dive. Will result in just a missed shot, unfortunately. Captain Canada inside the goal, trying to protect it, but cannot deflect it as Kanemaru Chaos. Definitely going to be kind of sweat off the brow for Legends that they didn't get scored on again from a 3. But they will be scored on for the 2, and it's Zeus. Gives him the goal, so he's just going to maneuver, wait for his teammates to kind of join in near the bubble. So very wise move from Legends, just to be patient with it and not make a bad drive. So that will result in a great goal. Only for a brief second, so couldn't quite get the 3, unfortunately, but the window was there. Single shot now, going to get the pass over to Captain to Skyla. Oh, the save, but Captain Canada, finally, understandably so, is now getting stunned. So that is a very tough turnaround as Skyla backs it out to Captain Canada. Oh, but taking it back is Zeus. So very fortunate, because you know he would have been time left on the clock, 26 seconds. See if they can play some good defense here and cause a turnover. Or rather, sorry, if they can get the shot and, oh no. Oh no! Now, here. But definitely got to figure maybe, you know, just the emotional factor coming in there. It's a nice dive from Captain Canada. Clear for Instinct on the other side of the floor, punching him out now. Single shot, getting rid of it. He doesn't. So 3 lines it up and completes. And after a lot of very one of my favorite what could have been, I suppose, as that one goes really close to the goal. Rebounded there by Spank in a timely manner. So there goes the clear. Legends now, all 4 players stacking up with each other. Maybe a breakaway goal, and the 3 will be good from Skyla. So sending it deep into the bubble off the corner wall. Captain Canada coming away with it, trying to swing through that post, but from the post, it's Spank, and what a stunner. The disc back, so maybe they'll still be able to score off of this on this breakaway goal. Shooting it, missing it, rebounding it, and saving it. Skyla save. Single shot in a great place to get the disc, but now missing that first pass, maybe bouncing back to Caption. Still a number situation, and going up for the tie here. So there we go. Okay, we got Kabichi back. So interesting not deciding to do that, but you know, maybe, oh, I take it back. They'll pay for it. Single shots out by Kabichi. Defending that one. Another cross pass for Legends. Let's see what they opt for. They have a lot of great spacing. I mean, perfect, in fact, and Skyla getting that one. So great. Speaking of high percentage goals, I spoke too soon. Spank missing that one, but you know what? A rebound will be had by Kabichi. Kabichi going with one more pass, and then there's a shot from Spank. Spank missing that one, but you know what? A rebound will be had by Kabichi. Kabichi going with one more pass, and then there's a shot from Spank. Right, and if they do happen to turn it over here, making sure to cover off that goal mighty quickly. Because it's like I said, oh, right there, Captain Canada. All right, there's the buffer. And going in for one more, but being smothered by the defense. A good delivery to the low momentum player there, and single shot to Captain Canada just to and I'm hoping for an exciting one. Thus far it has been. Kanemaru Chaos ducking through, spinning around, gets the 2. Beautiful move, only with just enough speed and precision to reach his target. There's Caption on the floor, and again, Legends really strong on the passing. I just can't accentuate it enough. I mean, it's about them. As a matter of fact, it looks like Legends maybe are the ones with momentum, because there is another string line of passes. Skyla finds a goal now, so here we go. It's 2 on those passing plays. I mean, they have some very, very nice moments as well. So seeing if we can get more of that here. There's Spank going for just a backboard shot. Actually, it's Zeus. Thought they might be looking. So on this rollout, just a one-on-one will be had by Caption. Kavichi there was a 3-on-1 looked like, then a 3-on-2, but they didn't back it out, so maybe just going for a set play, which is not ever a bad idea. And you know what? It bought them a goal, didn't it? So a great idea, in fact. 3-on-3 at goal. It's a lot better than if you have all 8 players in the bubble. You know, it can open up the lanes. But that said, as I mentioned earlier, Instinct has a lot of set plays and setting himself up for a 3 there, rather. Getting rid of it quickly that time. Going for a pass down low, so we see them go to this angle quite a bit here. Maybe the opportune goal, and it will be had by single shots. Well, just trying to disperse this defense from Legends. That's a good delivery up here, and there's basically a one-on-one at the goal from Zeus. Nice. Once he juked out that pin, stumped by those hands a couple times in this match at least. It's Spank. He's gonna get the goal. They've been in it this entire series, so if they can get off another late game comeback like we saw in round 1, and there's a shot to at least help the fact and help the F for Instinct here. Let's see if they try and play the clock at all with 90 seconds left. Minute 20, in fact, going in for a goal, and that's going to be another good buffer for them. But as we all know, exciting finish to the series that we always love to see. So over here, caption, the duck through and the gentle 2. Most likely for Legends, so very, very tough off of that almost turnover from Instinct. But Instinct looking to close it out, and they absolutely will. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to VRML, to Season 1, Week 9. Just trying to get back into this match real quick, and just did. Yeah, it's our first match of the day here between 2 European teams in Team Gecko and Watchin Weebs, 2 of the newer teams to the league. And both looking for their first wins on the season after a few tries. Gecko with 5 matches played so far, and for Watchin Weebs with only a couple. So this is their 3rd match, and again, both looking for that first. So for everyone joining me today, I'm Palidore, and I'm going to ping these teams, let them know that they can go now. So one moment. All right, so teams are pinged, and He was muted for that. You can't hear it in the stream, but someone there in the game just said, wanted to give a shout out to my cousin who's watching, Angus. Well, hello. Shout out successful. I gotcha. But teams are both here. We're ready to go. Had a just last minute server switch, but we're good now. So, welcome, welcome. There's the ready up. Round 1 about to begin. Let's do this.
12, 11, 10,
So for Team Gecko over on the orange side, it's Axis Real Time, the Boss 272, Not Kex and Multi. For blue team, Watching Weebs, Cryptic. I have to hold myself not to say Cryptic, but Dave Stan, Hamsterable, and Bad Elmo. So it's the aforementioned Cryptic. Nice little handoff to Hamster, as he'll go for a clear over into the right tunnel. There's 4 players for both teams just about lining up. Oh, actually, one in the back line there as that slap through goes to the opposite wall. So sailing over into it is going to be Not Kex. Gets that disc as a few cutters going down the lane on the other side. Some good defense being played by Cryptic, but a nice punch by Not Kex, getting it right back, dancing around the floor, still trying to find an open avenue, but Watching Weebs up top there, playing some good defense around the nest areas. So this one will be off the wall as it's going to be passed to Multi. Multi going for a pass right back and exclaiming something as he does, but luckily his teammate still recollects it. They're going to go for another one, but taken now by Dave Stan. So Watching Weebs perhaps now about to be on the offense here, trying to roll out slowly, looking for maybe that pass and then one of those boost plays. So going to the tunnel actually as they split apart, just missing the grab here. And see, people in the chat, by the way, hello to all of them. Can't forget about you guys. See some supporters there for both teams as the boost come through for both teams. Have RLC official as a intercept nicely from Axis Real Time. Going to a Multi just off that top post and right back to Cryptic. Also see Kevin and Akasti. I hope I'm saying that right. Bad Elmo. Oh, he's part of this team, but I was stopping by as well as Kex before. And Late Toast, liking the new music. Good punch here from Bad Elmo, the aforementioned. Just denying an opportunity there as everyone goes for the boost, getting grabs and leeches off each other. There's Kex diving through, a nice duck move as well at the same time. So just maneuvering around, trying to break loose here for the first goal of the game. Couple minutes in, there's a pass to Multi, another one down low. Bit too strong, however. Still maybe off this next attempt, as Axis collects that, and another pass, just sailing past. So the moment these teams are struggling just a little bit connecting on some of these passes, otherwise good-looking passes or good ideas on the passes, just not connecting. But sometimes you see these starts where it does take a couple minutes just to find your rhythm, as it tends to be in sports sometimes. So there's Hamster. He'll find that 2-point goal finally for the first couple. Going here now for Hamsterable and the Watchin Weebs. So I got some interesting names between both of these teams, and that'll be the first points after a few minutes of play. It's the RLC cheering on WW, Watchin Weebs. So on this rollout, Axis trying to connect, just gets a self-pass essentially there. Dave and Cryptic trying to bother heavily, and just forcing a long clear that eventually is intercepted by Bad Elmo. So Bad Elmo sending to Hamster, Hamster back to Elmo, then back to Cryptic. A lot of good passing back and forth there, but that last one cut off a bit by a pair of defenders as a deep shot just barely misses, grazing that side of the rim. Now Multi and Axis trying to collect, but instead Dave Stan with Dave's hands. And he understands what he needs to do defensively to cause these turnovers as a multitude of players, all for Team Gecko, get there first. A little time to spare, but not before the stack of Hamster and Cryptic gets through. So 6 minutes still remaining here in the first round between these two European teams. Both just registering into the league this past month, and to my knowledge, for most if not all of them, new to competitive play. But we've seen a lot of those from both North America and the European regions there. A lot of new players, new teams. In fact, we even saw yesterday the debut in North America of Planet Express. More new players. Of course, they had their hands a little bit full playing against There Is No Team, which is the team with a couple Ready at Dawn developers on it, as well as a plethora of just veterans who've been playing for a few years. Now, that said, they did pretty well for themselves. It was not a blowout by any stretch. It was a really close game, all things considered. For these two teams here in Europe, trying to keep it a close game, and off a passing play, good pass, but couldn't quite finish a shot. Luckily, a rebound will be had. Another pass, so nice looking looks, but oh, great save there from the boss. Was definitely the boss on that save, commanding it, but right back yet again, and a good dunk delivery to Karipik. Puts it in for the 4th point. Gotta love the resilience there from Watching Weebs. The multiple rebounds, buying them the goal eventually. But a good defensive stand there from Team Gecko. And that was a good denial by the boss, but just couldn't get the clear. Therefore, it's right back to Team Gecko now on the offense, but they're losing it to Dave Stand again. So going for a bounce play. There's a stack just overshooting, taken by Axis, and Axis gets a tap. So the stacking from Watching Weebs, pretty nice there. Team Gecko trying to come through with much the same. There's a little bit of a redirect coming through, but Bad Elmo will just duck them. Got them duck moves going on here as they'll go for the pass plays again, and Hamster, the lucky recipient of Dave Stan and his passing. Simon saying, now this is a clash of titans. Well, speaking of titans, the titan of Echo Arena, especially in Europe, Team Gravity. Looks like they're making a comeback. Glad to see it. So we'll be seeing a Team Gravity later this week after a month break. Kripik getting the grab there, good rejection, and sends it over to the other side. Will bounce off the wall, and there's the boost coming through again. Now Watching Weebs have been there first a few times, and they do so once again for their 8th point. Team Gecko almost got there. Not quite. But yeah, seeing the Team Gravity returning. Wonder if we'll see the return of some other vets in there. Gotta say, I know when Team Gecko registered, a few people were thinking, oh, I was expecting to see Lone Gecko on there. Of course, one of the other longtime veteran players of Echo Arena over in Europe. But yeah, it would be nice to see some more people getting back involved there as a good pass goes through for the boss, and a boss shot. Very good assist and good recognition going for the backboard. The only angle that he could have made that shot from upon the reception. So good look for the first 2 points. Still 2:47 remaining in this first round, and a 6-point lead for Watching Weebs. Simon saying Viatrex can't play for a while. Well, that is sad. Viatrex, again, one of those longest time players remaining. There's still a handful of us around there from the early days, the beta area days. So hope to see him back in it. Who's subbing, or are you getting a sub, or a different permanent roster member? I have not seen yet. Either way, hopefully we'll see him soon, or maybe get VR jersey back. Why not? I'm sure he's gonna be anxious to get some rust, shaken off a little bit. I know he registered and I think got into the Quest test from what I heard. Yeah, so haven't been able to see him yet, but Quest has been fun so far. Very good. But on a quest for another goal off of some really a nice passing there. Bit of a tough angle for the shot, so just another reset. Bad Elmo gets it to Dave Stance. Some very tight-knit cross passes going through, but not able to really find a shot opportunity out of it quite yet. They had a couple okay looks, but because of the momentum going in the opposite direction, they just opted for the resets instead. So Watching Weebs looking good here on the team play, doing some of the right things, the right times, finding the pass, but oh, good save again, this time by Multi. So you have the boss, you have Multi, some great defensive plays here, and now maybe Multi, even a shot attempt. Going to have a little time to line it up, and he does right on line. That was a beautiful play from Team Gecko, and from Multi end to end, the save, the boost, the catch, the shot. There we go. 1 minute left, 3-point game. So Team Gecko, a bit of a late round comeback. They're not out of it yet. If they can cause a turnover here and get one more 3-pointer. They could still be in this. There's the potential turnover. So now it's the three-pointer. Can they get it? No momentum, so just have to fling it over to the wall. There goes the boost. They're going to need, I mean, either a quick 2 or a 3. Either way, most indirect way to take a 3. That probably would have been in had there not been defenders there. In any case, they get the disc back. So 35 seconds now, and most definitely, so if they can get someone next to the goalie to punch them out, go for a stun. But they will need that 3. Turnover here, however, off the barrier, right back to Bad Elmo, gets the clear. And that just may do it there, especially with the speed coming in here from the Watching Weeb boys. One more attempt, just off. And exclaiming there on the miss. But despite it, it will still be a win. Actually, I take that back. Barring a 3-point shot, I totally lied. Oh, couldn't make it. Oh, boy. Teaches me for speaking too soon because I gotta learn to stop doing that. All right, anyways, still be a 8-5 victory, but just narrowly. Had a shot at it towards the end, but round 2 to be played, and I think based off Team Gecko there and some of their late game plays that they made, I mean, they're still in this very much. They can have a good second round. We might be seeing a game 3, and you love to see it. All right, so just a moment. Sorry, because inputting stats now takes a little bit of extra time because I do a couple extra steps just so that we can retain the stats now between rounds and after games end. Finally found a way to kind of execute it in a way where I can just do the screenshots and have it insta-cropped and put in the right places and et cetera, et cetera. So that's how I do it now with the overlays. That way when people leave or restart after games, we don't lose the stats anymore. Plus, we got all the team stats there, as you can see. So a little bit of a new overlay. And Martin's saying, or people cannot leave after 2 seconds. Yeah, true, but after, 300-some casts now across preseason and Season 1, I've learned that it can't be helped. So that's what I'm doing now, and that's okay. It looks nicer anyways, having a full stat sheet instead of partial, so I'll roll with it. But on that note, off to round 2. Let's see what happens for the second round. Let's see if Team Gecko can come back because they did make a late game run, had a chance to tie it up for an overtime. Couldn't complete it, but we've got 10 minutes still to play at least. Off this first joust, it will be taken by Kex. And Martin saying, or a pause button, timeout button. That I would love, although that wouldn't prevent people from leaving at the end of matches once it's over. So, I mean, then again, Rad could maybe implement a prison policy and just lock people in for a mandatory 2 minutes after games end. I don't know. Or at least keep their accounts there. Good steal here from Hamster. Couldn't find that shot, though. Be rebounded by Hamster, so gets his own rebound. A soft one out, though, to Bad Elmo. Snagged away from not Kex, and Kex gets a clear through the mid area. There's a midliner in there, but couldn't get the disc. Little past his hands. A good stun on the way through for that stack. So will be the boss looking for the shot. Actually, the dunk, and there's the first 2 for Gecko this time. Taking a page somewhat out of Watching Weebs' playbook, I believe. When they scored their points, they had a nice dunking play just like that on the other side. So, yeah, anytime you can get those alley-oop plays, the slam dunks, if you can get the pass through, that's a really high percentage shot. Very, very tough to save. So rollout here is missed initially and actually rebounded by Axis, but snagged out by Hamster. Gets it to Dave. So now the boss trying to contest, throwing out some punches. But right back to Hamster as Kripik just sits himself here at Bowtie. Always one of the things you recommend to newer players or newer teams especially. You know, sometimes you gotta walk before you run, and going for those anchored passes to designated spots. I mean, it's a thing that every team does at any level, but especially when you're newer. You know, sometimes it can be hard to get the communication nailed down pat on the moving cuts, you know, cross barrier, or just on moving players in general, trying to lead those passes. So sometimes for those newer teams, if they want to prioritize those passes to kind of positional-based areas, it can buy them some good opportunities. Now, Kex there getting stunned by Bad Elmo. Not very nice, Elmo. But over here will be a recovery steal. So speed coming in from Kex and the boss. Watching Weebs had a lot of speed that first round, getting them a lot of those rebounds or those interceptions. But Team Gecko is starting to pick it up here. So See if they can continue. Still 2 points on the board for them, and watching Weebs scoreless right at the moment. And Team Gecko maybe looking to have themselves a start much like the Weebs did, but no, now another save this time from Dave. Both ends of the floor for both Team Gecko and watching Weebs. We've seen a lot of good saves right there near the goal. Now taken back here by the boss. Simon asking, why is the shot stat in percentage? Just because all the other ones are. It looks a bit cleaner because, see, the thing with this one, if you use the actual numbers, you see how it's transparent and it doesn't look great on the overlay. And also, besides that, most of the numbers you can already see represented in the individual stats. Obviously not the shots taken, but like the points, the stuns, the saves, all that you can already see on the player stats if you add them up. So I think percentages are nicer to look at just from a ooh, good punch there. Hold on as the boss gets a rebound and shot. That was a good stun by him. But yes, I think it's more handy to be able, if you want the numbers, you can look at those. If you want just a quick look at kind of the overall flow of how a game went, you can just see percentages. Oh, this team, well, they happen to shoot most of the time. They happen to get most of the saves, most of the stuns. So it would be nice if you could see shots taken outside of that, like in numbers, as well as interceptions. I think that's one stat that would be really nice to see because there's a lot of really good midfielders in Echo right now who, if you just judge it by the stat sheets, you might not notice how much they're actually doing in terms of how well they're playing the back line, holding the fort, getting those back passes, getting the intercepts, things like that. So I think intercepts are the one stat we're kind of lacking at the moment that we should get. Or if you can just even count it under steals, that would be fine, but it seems like it doesn't. That said, a shot here from Kripik will just be off. So halfway through the second round, Team Gecko, so far, low-scoring round here, but in position, if they continue this, especially with a shot and this boost, in position to maybe force that third round, if we can get that. Best of 3, of course, as Multi will send a tap back, but it will just be intercepted here by Kripik. So the boss gets it back, looking for some passing plays, but a little too bunched up here with a double stack. And again, so that's the one thing. The double-edged sword of those double stacks. You get the speed, but at the same time, you got to position out fast so you can find those passes quickly. Oh. Speaking of quickly, that looked like it was just outside the three-pointer, but still was just a 2. And I thought that was a 3. Nonetheless, it's still 6 points and up by a few goals here potentially. 2 3-pointers, 3 2s. Team Gecko picking it up in round 2. Launching out now, Hamster. And that will be intercepted right back by Kex. So yeah, the entire rhythm, the flow of this game has definitely changed in favor of Gecko as they get another rebound, but another grab there. Fantastic defense from watching Weebs. A bad Elmo on that particular save. So some really nice head-on grabs from both teams across the rounds, but really, whereas in round 1 it was watching Weebs with all the offense and Team Gecko with the saves, now it's the complete flip-flop. It's Team Gecko with all the offense, the second attempts, and it's watching Weebs with all the saves. Right on cue, Hamsterable again. Great grab. And if they can just get it back and get the clear, that's what they're lacking at the moment, because otherwise the defense is extremely on point, but the clear is not through, the pass is not quite through. That one also just off as VTS rolls in here, asking if this is on Xbox. No, but how cool would an NBA 2K-like experience except for Echo Arena? That would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? Not as great as the real thing, but interesting is that one just goes off and upset about it, but if any indication by the last few plays, they will get their own rebound, and indeed they do. Team Gecko just all over it right now. Keep getting back on the rebound attempts. So, again, persistence paying off. They're still up by 6. Oh, just barely missing that one. So close again, but another rebound. This has to be the maybe 6th attempt. Make it 7 if they get it back. And another clear, though, will not go through, so right back for the boss. The boss hesitating a bit, trying to go for the barrier pass. Axis receiving that one, getting stunned. Now down to Kex. He'll get that through and dunks it in, and that's what you gotta do. If the shots aren't working, just go for the dunks. Jam it in, BTS saying, what can I do with all these channel points? You can buy my love. And maybe eventually some emojis. Dave Stan takes it through here. And Multi receives that disc. So a deep tunnel ramp shot rather, will go just off. Just going to be rebounded over at that wedge as the defense retreats. Cryptic is inside the goal. And I think right now, really, it's just the clears are what's killing Watching Weebs. So they finally get a tap through now. If they can find any of those boosting powers that they had in those first rounds where they were just getting to the disc first every time, or at least a lot of the time, they'll definitely be able to put some points up here. So it's been rare for most of these 10 minutes to even see Watching Weebs actually have it on this orange side of the floor. And the boss there with some punches trying to just keep that theme going. But Hamster retrieves it. A great cross pass to Bad Elmo. A great dug through. And then V2. Less than a minute and a half remaining. It may be out of reach, but I will try not to speak too soon. But still, 2 points at least for Watching Weebs. And this, again, almost a mirror opposite of what we saw in round one, where Watching Weebs was leading the whole way, and then you had a couple late game goals by Team Gecko in round one. Now in round two, it's kind of the same thing, except for Team Gecko. They're the ones scoring here, and Watching Weebs trying for the late comeback. So Hamster takes it over, gets the clear, partial clear, that is, into the pocket. But again, just not able to find the cleanliness, the precision on those ones. Their defense has been very good on Watching Weebs overall and closing off near the bubble, but anytime it gets to that midline, it's always a Gecko player recovering off of some ricochets.
Blue team takes possession.
So Dave gets us stunned out here. 37 seconds left, so definitely the math as far as the time goes, mathematical time, not going to be in favor, especially with this shot, and it's on the dot. 11-2, Team Gecko having themselves a nice second round. And also the first among the teams in both rounds to reach double digits.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So we still got one more to play, best of three, a full 10 more minutes left. Well received there, and paying for it off that back pass attempt, perhaps. So now even a slightly deeper hole as this round ends, but at least the scores will be wiped for them, and they'll have some more opportunities.
That's right.
All right, so moving to the highlight screen here with one more round to play. Oops, didn't put in the scores, pardon me. Okay, there we go, we're good. Sorry, like I said, slightly new process, so still getting the muscle memory down and all that, but there we go. So 11-2 in that last round. Just a very, very dominant performance there in round two for Team Gecko. Now coming through with some great success for them was Kex, not Kex, that is to say. 9 points, 1 save, 2 steals, 26 stuns. The boss with 4 points, Axis with 2 points, Multi with 3 points, 2 assists. Over for Bad Elmo and the Watching Weebs, 4 points for him and Hamsterable. Hamster with also 2 assists, 4 saves. Dave Stan with 1 assist, 3 saves, and then Cryptic with 2 points, 2 saves, 17 stuns. Now with that said and done, it's off to the races one final time here in this series as we start our round 3. And off that joust, Watching Weebs looking to get it, but just overshooting on that stack. Good punches by Bad Elmo, contesting 2 players there for Team Gecko as the stack once again comes through. So nice speed and quickness being shown there by Team Gecko to really force these passes. Watching Weebs not able to get him off the same way with these passing plays as they did in the first round because of the speed. Definitely getting faster and faster for Team Gecko as this match has gone along. But some good passes here will indeed get the dunk through too. Hamster from Cryptic on the assist. And that's exactly what they wanted to start with. I mean, for the entire 13-2 saying Alikos, was it? It probably, yeah, it was. You're correct. Let me adjust that real quick on my other end. You're right, it was 13-2 because of that last second goal. Correct, fix. Anyway, but that was a good good dunk through for Watching Weebs, because it took him a full 10 minutes last time around to score those 2 points. So already in less than a minute, Watching Weebs completes or equalizes, you know, their scoring output from round 2. But now Multi's going to go in, but another great grab. Hamsterville, he's had a few great saves. Question is, can they find a clear? Going for a pass there, maybe that's what they need to do, just throw some soft passes. Either way, that's what they were struggling with last round, is just getting it through to the opposite side. So there indeed will be a clear sent through, but no boost for anyone Watching Weebs, with some punches being doled out by Team Gecko. So the boss does get there first. And just handling the disc here, waiting for something to unfold. Trying to make something unfold maybe, as that bounce does go right into Axis's hands. So I guess right on the perfect axis for the catch, as Multi delivers to Bowtie. Now the boss rolls in, trying to go for a 3 on the punched goalie. The punch was right on point, the 3-point shot not quite. So now as a couple regrabs come through, will be the boss there with a clear. Back to the mid area, taken by not Kex, a duck through a few defenders, deep shot off the back, taken by Hamster. Was right there in time as Kripik receives a disc. So I do like the adjustments it looks like Weebs are trying to make. We notice a lot of the times they would when they forced turnovers or got nice defensive plays last round. They were trying for the clears, but it ended up just ricocheting off the midline or the tunnels, and they couldn't get him through. So this time, so far, when they're causing these turnovers, Weebs have been looking for shorter range passes first, somewhere near, you know, the bottom of the ramp area or off to the side. So, you know, trying to hit areas where they know they have players positioned, and it's good recognition there on what was going wrong. Now some of these passes here, a little off on the communication, but again, that's going to happen with newer teams. It's just a matter of time and chemistry, experience, all those things. Takes a while, you know, to get those communicative plays working the way that you want. It's just to understand where everyone is on the floor at any time. A lot of that's comms, a lot of it's just kind of knowing your personnel and having that instinct. Going here for some good offensive instinct is the boss, and ties it up here for Team Gecko. So the boss thus far contributing 6 points, along with the 35 stuns. Good roll in to tie it up here. Still 6:30 remaining. So Kripik receiving the pass. Just off the wall there, being stunned by Kex. Hamster giving the stun right back to Kex. A little bit of payback for hurting his teammate there, but an awful lot of punches coming through as Kex lines up the 3-point shot slightly high. But well positioned on the other side was Axis. Always mention that as well to the newer teams too. Positioning on every side of the floor when possible. You see teams at the top level doing that so well, whether it is, you know, teams like Phantoms or Team Gravity, you know, Smash Dash over here in Europe, or North America, Kangarillas, you know, Infinite, Joker. All the great teams know how to space each side of the floor. That way, even when shots miss or passes are slightly off, you always have someone in a good area to get a potential rebound off the bounce. So the extra shot opportunities are indeed what buys you the extra goals, the extra points. It adds up over time. And Team Gecko doing a great job there, just collecting the disc over and over. And after a few attempts, they do get the passing plays to finally work out. So 4-2, lead Team Gecko halfway through this third round. Hamster on the rollout, just trying to evade. And ultimately finding the hands of the boss. So again, I do like the adjustments Watching Weebs are trying to make. I think one more adjustment, get that speed back. They were really fast there in that first round, but some of these stacks are just not quite as quick as they were. And as a result, Kex, well, he's going to quickly start piling on some more points here for Team Gecko, up by 4. Still plenty of time to spare. Not a worry for Watching Weebs whatsoever. So as they line up here for the boost out this tunnel, PE Joust. Will be Hamster coming through with that soft pass over to the island and a handoff right back to Hamster. A deep one will be cut off, and that was a risky Dave stand there contesting with Multi, but coming through with a victory on the punch. So Bit of a difficult attempt. Now going for a pass, slightly astray. Good recognition, though, on where it needed to go. Just not quite in the rhythm for it. And now if they can get their stack, there's the first one, there's the second one. But first to the disc, Team Gecko, and they will not miss. The boss really starting to take a hold here in this match. He's up to what? 8 points now. Keck's still leading the way with 13 over on Team Gecko's side.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
And yeah, look at all these stuns from Team Gecko. 151 versus 109. Possession time, though, for both these teams. Not a lot of separation there, both in the 9-minute range. So it's what they're looking for in terms of disc control here. They're trying to do a good job of the passing. And those are some nice looks on the passes, but that's just a great cutoff from the boss. Right back to Hamster. Lines up the 3. Yes, sir. For Hamster. So 3 minutes left, and a very timely shot from Watching Weebs. Exactly what they needed here to stay alive and start maybe getting some of that momentum. It's anyone's game. They can cause another turnover. They'll be in good position. And off that deep pass, wow, that just reaches the hands of Multi. So that was a long one, but just enough finesse on it to get to the target as Axis takes it over here. And another soft pass. I like that from Team Gecko. They're throwing some, you can see these passes here as that one goes off the wall. But they're not throwing it overly hard. You know, they're putting enough touch on it to make it easier to catch, if not on the first attempt, and off the rebound. And speaking of, look at that grab and that fadeaway shot from Multi. That was a thing of beauty. 11-5, and that is huge in terms of building themselves a buffer and potentially coming out with a win. 2 minutes left, and that's a very important shot for Team Gecko and for Multi. Coming through huge. So let's see, Hamster and Watching Weebs are going to need to start acting quickly here, especially after that 3. But this turnover will not help business whatsoever. Now it comes down to a manner of disc control. If they can stave it off a little bit. Still a little time as that shot just barely offline. Maybe a rebound. Double shields from Bad Elmo. He's going to dive in for the 2. So gets the goal. And at that juncture, even a 3 might have been helpful at that time. It would have been a more difficult shot, but just based off how much time is left, 90 seconds, 80 seconds now, definitely 3 could have helped put it back to within at least that 1-goal game, because as of now, Team Gecko, or Watching Weebs, still need to score twice while still holding Gecko off for any more shots. Another shot here from Gecko will potentially seal this game, will likely seal this game. So they're going to roll up on the offense, looking for a cross pass, but cut off nicely by Hamster. Hamster's had a lot of good defense, some saves, some intercepts. Plenty to show for tonight's match. But if nothing else, just hoping for that victory. 48 seconds for 2 more goals. And time definitely not on the side as that deep shot attempt goes through and just bounces off that wall. So as grabs go through here, maybe for the ice on the game, if Multi can get it, and he does, another tap off. Gets it as he's fading, 14-7. Team Gecko about to claim their first win here in the season in 6 games. And congratulations to them for the about-to-be victory as Watching Weebs just tries to launch out one more time, maybe get one more goal. Again, Watching Weebs, again, the newest team here in Europe. This is only their 3rd match, so, you know, they had some good signs. They had very nice defense, nice saves, and a great first round. So by the end of the day, you know, they still have a lot to show for it. 14-7, though. And yeah, so for Watching Weebs, they'll still have a lot of time to come back and get their first win. You know, speaking of these newer teams getting their first wins, we also saw that from Galaxy over North America. They've been playing all season, and their team play has been coming along. They finally got their first win of the season just a few days back over the weekend. So, you know, it'll take time, but there's a lot of teams that are a testament, you know, to just if you stick to it and just give it a few weeks or a couple months to get that chemistry all in order, you'll be fine long term. just takes time, you know, especially for a lot of these players and teams who've been at it for a long time. But that's kind of the nice thing about the way the ladder system works, at least, is that generally the more newer teams we have, by the end of it, after their first 3 placement matches at least, they'll all be placed against each other and facing each other and kind of growing together at a similar experience level. So, you know, it's pretty open and available for all. So, with that said, I'll read off the stats for you here, and it was a strong effort, a reverse sweep from Team Gecko, led by Notkex, 13 points. Very, very nice from Notkex, as well as 1 assist, 1 save, 2 steals, 32 stuns. For Multi, 9 points, 2 assists, 1 save, 36 stuns. The Boss, 8 points, 1 assist, 1 save, 38 stuns. And then Axis Real Time, 2 points, 2 assists, 1 save, 57 stuns. A big stunning game for him, as well as Team Gecko as a whole. You can see 58% of the stuns going in their favor. They were leading it by several dozen. And yeah, I also just like the fact too that for both of these teams, though, I mean, look, everyone coming through with assists, with saves. I mean, you know, the team play aspects and the defensive aspects, too, the harder things to master in Echo Arena. And so still, you know, both these teams making the right passing plays, not all of them connecting necessarily, but it's still the right ideas, and that's the important thing to see. You know, it wasn't just completely random throwing and passing and clearing all the time. They were trying for those passes quite often. And at the end of the day, you know, round 1 it was Watching Weebs that had that success with it, but then in the reverse sweep, Team Gecko, you know, just did it back to back in those rounds 2 and 3. So reading off of the stats here for Watching Weebs quick, it was Hamsterbull leading with 9 points. My favorite name, perhaps, in the league. 9 points, 2 assists, 7 saves, and that's pretty ridiculous from him, as well as 1 steal, 24 stuns. Yeah, Hamster had so many great saves, as well as some intercepts, and just great defensive effort from him. Bad Elmo with 5 points, 2 saves, 43 stuns, leading the way in the stun department for his team. Dave Stand with 1 assist, 3 saves, 1 steal, and 21 stuns. And Kripik, 2 points, 1 assist, 2 saves, and 29 stuns. Bad Elmo saying 6. What did I say? 5 or something? Probably. My eye's bad. I'm looking at a small screen. If I said 6 or 5, my bad. Gotta put respect on the name. Bad Elmo with 6 points. And 43 stuns. But yes. So good effort all around, but congrats to the Team Gecko here for their first victory. I'll pull up the schedule real quick. We have one more match coming in another hour 20, I believe. Let me see here. Attempting to pull up the schedule. There we go. So yes, we have Vertigo and Fusion. Indeed, that's in an hour and 20 minutes, and we'll be casting that. And that looks like it will be our last European matchup for the afternoon/evening. Then later on in the day for North America, it will be Orbit versus Legends facing off. Then we have Nova and Guinness, and closing it out with BTS King in the chat, his team over there. Ignite against Wireless Jacks. So cool to see both Nova and Wireless Jacks playing tonight. They just had a challenge match yesterday. That was pretty fun to watch. But it was Wireless Jacks that came away with it in 2. But yeah, so some good matches lined up for you later in the day. And as soon as the next hour. So join us for that real soon. But until then, actually, let me answer this question real quick. When does the season end? Off the top of my head, couldn't tell you an exact. The last regular season date is the final week of April, and then you have 2 weeks of qualifiers in May, and then a week off because of Mother's Day. Initially, the finals were supposed to be on Mother's Day weekend. Then we realized it was Mother's Day weekend, so we pushed it back a little while ago, another week. But yes, so the regular season ends at the end of April, and finals, qualifiers for a couple weeks, and then finals towards the latter half of May, 3rd week, I believe. So. Yes. Alright, so with that said, I've been Palidore, this has been VRML, and we'll be back later for some more matches. Thank you everyone for joining me. Have a good day, be safe, be healthy, and yeah, see you real soon.